China has already realized much of that goal for more than 500 million people. Other countries are finding success too. The World Bank says for the first time, the number of people living in extreme poverty has fallen to fewer than 1 in 10. CCTV's Jessica Stone has insight.
I'm here because of poverty, because I have nothing for my kids.
Rosa spends her days at the city dump in Maputo, Mozambique. She hunts for plastic, cans and bottles to sell, earning about $1 every 2 days. Across Mozambique, the economy is on track to grow more than 7%. Rosa says she and her family are being left behind.
I don't see a future for the kids because they don't have money. The money from selling these things is very little.
Rosa is among some 700 million people around the world living in extreme poverty. That's defined as living on just $1.90 each day. It's a staggering number, but according to the World Bank, things are actually getting better.
We're now the very first generation in human history that can see the end of extreme poverty.
Since 1990, poverty rates have fallen in every region in the world. The World Bank says this year, the number of people living in extreme poverty is likely to fall to under 10% of the global population.
That's great news. We've grown the economies, we've invested in people, we've insured them against falling back into poverty.
China shows the world what is possible, lifting more than 500 million people out of poverty in just 1 generation. It's an achievement the man leading China takes incredibly personally. On a recent trip to the United States, President Xi Jinping shared how he too has walked part of that journey.
At that time, the villagers and I lived in earth caves and slept on earth beds. Life was very hard. There was no meat in our diet for months. I knew what the villagers wanted the most. At the Spring Festival earlier this year, I returned to the village. It was a different place now. I saw blacktop roads. Now, living in houses with bricks and tiles, the villagers had internet access.
It's a better life for hundreds of millions in China, but the World Bank says some 200 million are still living below the poverty line. Many still living in rural or border areas where the Chinese government has been investing in infrastructure, healthcare, and education. Still, officials know rural poverty in the country will be a long-term problem to solve. Back in Mozambique, Rosa just wants something better for her children than the life she can give them now. Jessica Stone, CCTV.